Welcome back to The Betrayed. I'm Gina Beck.
I'm Drew Williams.
Thank you for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate y'all, especially the reviews on Apple Podcasts. It really means a lot.
Thank you guys for the continued engagement. I love seeing the regular names all the time and seeing that hashtag Banana Cats. Thank you.
And I also wanted to say, if you have a betrayal story and you want to come on, make sure you check out the links in the description and come to our socials and message us, and we could have you on.
I'd love to hear some other stories from other people. So what's up, G?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Change, but change is good. I'm in a new spot, so if I sound a little bit different, it's because we're playing with the audio adjustments, so I'm good. How are you?
Congrats, though. Congrats on the new spot. That's cool. New beginning, right? New adventures, new journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Fresh start, your own place. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So people are here for the title, I assume. Tiger King. It's going crazy. I'm sure it's way bigger than the people in it expected. People all over the world are binge watching this like crazy. It's entertaining. It's drama. It's very interesting, intriguing. Something that I really take away from it is like Joe Exotic. Obviously, he's something that I really wanted to talk about is how he's in jail right now, right? And he asked Trump if he could get out.
Well,
right? I'm sure people have heard it.
He got a petition for pardon, and it made its way to Donald Trump Jr. And then a reporter asked him, I forget which conference it was at, but a reporter asked him about it, and he hadn't seen it yet, but he was kind of joking about it. So it has made its way to the president in some way.
Well, Wednesday, he said he'll examine a request for a pardon from Joe Exotic. He'll take a look, Trump told the Post reporter when asked about the case and his son's support for a pardon during a White House briefing. The president's eldest son had joked about lobbying for his father to pardon him, a kooky former roadside zookeeper serving a 22-year prison sentence for orchestrating a murder for hire plot targeting animal rights activist Carol Baskin. It was asked which son, must be Don, what did he do, Trump said, of Donald Trump Jr., and then asked about passage. I know nothing about it. He said 22 for what? What did he do? Trump asked. And after the reporter explained what the big cat enthusiast was in for, Trump asked, do you think he didn't do it? Are you on his side? Are you recommending a pardon? He then pulled the other journalist in the room asking, would you recommend a pardon? I guess he issued a call for a pardon from Trump and announced a $94 million lawsuit against the federal government March 19th on his Facebook page.
Lola, sorry, my dog is itching. It's very loud. I'm sorry. But yeah, so he did, it really did go all the way to the president, and he's reviewing it now.
Yeah.
Because what you described is the exact thing I watched.
Right. Okay.
I didn't realize he was actually going to review it. There's no way. There's no way he's going to get pardoned. Like, there's no way. Because even that final episode that just came out, like pretty much everyone on there says he deserves to be in jail.
Yeah, he's going to die in there, they say. So who knows? I guess we just have to wait and see. There's a lot of Joe Exotic supporters out there who really would like to see him not behind the cage. But there's also a good chunk of people that are even a part of the case and not a part of the case that want him there. So, from what one of them had mentioned, the one with no legs, I'm not very good with the names.
Yeah, I forget his name too.
But he said, the case is not over.
Yeah, so he said that a couple times.
Right. So we'll see. I guess we'll just see about that.
Well,
Someone wanted to mention.
Oh no, keep going.
Go ahead. No, your turn.
I was saying they'll basically have to keep going if he keeps doing appeals, and I don't know how many he gets, but he'll probably keep doing it because he's loving the attention.
Exactly. Now to switch topics, something I wanted to mention is there's a few celebrities that have pictures like at either his, Joe Exotic's zoo or Doc Mantle's zoo or Carol
Isn't
Baskin's. Go ahead.
wasn't I think I've seen only it was a shot. There's one of like Doc Antle next to Britney Spears, like on a set somewhere. It's one of the ones where she had a tiger. And then
Right.
wasn't Carol next to Britney Spears at something else, like at a award show or something like that?
I can't tell really what's a meme, and what's real.
Yeah,
And that one specifically, I couldn't tell. But something that I know is true, Shaq. Shaq has pictures with them. Miranda Lambert has pictures with them. A bunch of YouTubers have done content with their animals, and a lot of them are getting backlash for it. Like specifically, recently, Miranda Lambert had to explain why she has a photo with Joe Exotic from Tiger King after like a huge amount of
I mean,
backlash.
that's okay. I get why people are mad about it, but nobody knew the extent of how nobody had the Tiger King documentary to go like, this is Joe Exotic. Look at his decades of being a piece of shit. Like, I I don't think these people like knew the extent of what he was doing because that final episode they talk about the tigers he was killing. He would just go and shoot them in the head if he was angry at them and stuff like that. And I don't think most of those people knew he was doing that type of stuff.
And a
And
lot of
that
people will be for Joe Exotic until they see someone that's like a good target for like attacking. Because Miranda Lambert, like, she had just posted the photo. She's like, oh, like throwback Thursday type thing. Here's some photos because she'd seen nothing but love for Joe Exotic. So she did not know that like people would be like, oh, you went to the zoo and freak out on her. I guess they had a lot of disappointment and surprise at the photos because he was charged with everything he was charged for. She explained why she had the photograph with him, saying they only met because he volunteered to help her organization, the Mutt Nation Foundation, in 2017. She said, obviously, I'd never condone animals being treated badly. It's just, I think it's petty and it's silly. I mean, a lot of people during the past have done things with them. Like, who cares?
okay,
It doesn't mean that
if
they're
he
part
got
of it.
pardoned and Joe Exotic got out, and I got a chance to take a picture with Joe Exotic, I don't care how much of a piece of shit he is. I'm taking a picture with Joe Exotic. I mean, he's so ridiculous of a human being. Like, I want a picture with him. Like, people get over it. No, they weren't abusing the animals. We know who the pieces of shit were. A few of them are still out there. Like at the end of the documentary, it says that Doc Antle's zoo got raided, but he's not in jail. He uh, he was raided over lions that were from a line of bred lions that were from a zoo that was like huge into animal abuse. So his zoo's still open. He probably still has
Yeah.
his weird sex cult still. Can we talk about that? How
Yeah.
Doc Antle straight up runs a cat sex cult where he starts grooming him at like as young as wasn't it 17 or 16?
17?
Is it
It's
17?
like
Yeah, I was
16 turning. 17, mostly.
I felt
I
like
really,
they
I,
kind of just brushed over all that. It was just like, hey, here's a sex cult. Okay, next move on.
I know. And then even in the latest interview, when one of them said Joe Exotic goes for 17, 18-year-olds, I'm just like, yeah, and that's normal. For Joe, maybe, but that's not something that is okay. You shouldn't, especially for how Joe is. That's like preying on a young. I mean, I don't know.
They all seem to look well. They use the tigers to get the young ones. I mean, Jeff
I
Lowe,
didn't,
all those guys. They all in some way use it to lure people in with them.
yeah, I don't know how old Dylan is, his most recent husband, right? But Dylan has control of Joe's Instagram and Twitter, and he's been posting on it and answering Q&As and stuff like that. And I was reading some of the comments, and So the comments were, well, most of the comments were, how come you're posting on here getting traffic to your page when you don't have a single picture of you and Joe on your Instagram? I was just like, ugh, burn. And then he posted a picture of him and Joe. I was just like, oh man. Maybe he didn't want a picture of Joe on there. But you can see that his stuff is still active, and it's pretty funny. Like, the past posts, and it's funny seeing Dylan post on it now.
He's pretty young, isn't he? Significantly, like 10, 15 years younger than Joe, maybe even more.
I'm not sure exactly.
I mean,
did you know Joe had a secret ex-wife?
No, he had a secret ex-wife. Why would he keep the wife secret?
The New York Post covered a story. Joe Exotic has a secret ex-wife as well as an adult son who appeared on Tiger King, his former producer has revealed. Very few people realize Joe was married to a woman years before. Producer Rick Kirkham revealed during a live stream Q&A session Saturday about the Netflix show, according to The Sun. Kirkham, who produced the Joe Exotic show, obviously, did not reveal the openly gay zookeeper's former wife was Kim, the ex-girlfriend, said to have fathered his son, Brandon Chappell, who is now 38 with 3 kids of his own. Yeah, I guess his son came to work at the zoo the summer that Rick was there. The very first summer, Kirkham revealed, according to the report. The son, Brandon, is in the documentary, and he's surprised that the documentary didn't bring that up. He said of the, like, why wouldn't they bring that up?
I didn't even know he was
shocking.
I'm going to have to go back and look for him. I don't even remember him being in there, but that's kind of weird.
I don't remember Brandon.
They really brushed over some really random stuff.
Yeah. I guess Joe treated his son worse than he treated the other employees. He expected more out of him. He expected him to take more leadership and do harder work, the producer continued. He had his son sweeping the park instead of giving him a decent job feeding the animals or something like that. It was almost as though he regretted having a child, or that he regretted having been married. And I guess he was in and out of Brandon's life when he was growing up. And he has like a niece, Chelsea Putman. I guess she did an interview with the Daily Mail also.
Interesting. I'd never even seen anything about him having kids, but that is strange that they would even with him actually in it, that have no mention, not even put like suspected son or something like that. I mean, they ran with everything. Why wouldn't you go with that?
Yeah, and all of his music also, it's not his music. And I saw one of the artists, he's on TikTok, and his TikTok was on the For You page, and he had said how his wife had told him how his songs were used in the Joe Exotic documentary. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, music gives royalties, so that is a really big deal to a musician. You're taking a lot away from a musician when you use their music,
Especially how big it's got now, even if it's not very good, but there definitely has got to be some type of revenue from it. So are they completely locked out of it as of right now?
Out of what?
The guys who made that music. Like, are they have no rights to it whatsoever?
Oh, I have no idea. What about Joe being afraid of like tigers? Right?
You're
afraid of them.
I wanted to bring that up. Who brought that? It was Kirk did, his producer, right? And a couple other ones talked about him being actually pretty afraid of all the cats.
Right. Especially Kirkham. Yeah, he dived deep into how he was afraid of them, and surprised that they didn't talk about that in the documentary.
I mean, they do show.
That's crazy.
Was it the I can't remember if it was for his presidential race or his governor race, Joe Exotic's, but the outtake where the tiger attacked him, or the one where he's like, "Carol put sardines on my boots."
Yeah.
Fucking Carol Baskins.
That's just crazy. He wrote pretty sure he's done writing. He wrote a book in jail about his abusive childhood, I guess.
Yeah, well, they actually bring that up. They glance over. It's actually kind of sad. They said in the very beginning of the documentary, it said, I wrote this down in notes. After coming out as gay to his father forced him to promise to never come to his funeral, and they reinforced that promise by making him shake hands in front of his mom over it. I guess he probably did have a pretty fucked up childhood. It would explain a lot of Joe Exotic.
He has such an interesting life.
All of them kind of do. You kind of feel bad for all the people around him too. I mean, like all the people that worked at that zoo, the one that lost her arm to the tiger, he identifies as a he, so we should have, I forget his name. All those people, I felt like they gave a lot and kind of get crapped on when they were actually probably the only reason why a lot of those big cats stayed alive.
Yeah. And feeding them Walmart expired meat. Just keeping him going. It was crazy to hear that he shot a horse too and then cut it up. Like he was like, I'm not gonna watch nobody else's animals. Like, whoa.
Sounds like he like
just told her
that's
that.
pretty much what he kept the sidearm there before, was just to whenever he felt like shooting animals. Like, what a psychopath.
Yeah. So do you think that we're gonna expect more Tiger King? I heard that they're asking, the people who they think would be good characters for each person. Some were saying that Dave Chappelle would be a good, or not Dave Chappelle, excuse me. What's his name? He was just doing a bunch of interviews with a bunch of the people.
I don't remember any of the people they suggested. I just remember that they were talking about, they kept asking, like, who would you want to play you?
Yeah, for Joe Exotic, though, what is his name? Oh my gosh. I bet you someone listening is like saying it right now.
David Spade or something like that?
David Spade, yes.
Is it really?
Right?
Oh my god, he's Joe Dirt with the mullet. That'd be amazing.
Joe Dirt.
That would be absolutely amazing.
He can pull it off.
If they would let him have the rights, have like Adam Sandler write it, like that would be.
Yeah, David Spade, he wants to do it. Yeah, he wants to be Joe Exotic. And then the one with no legs, wanted Matthew McConaughey to play him. And after they like put their faces together, I could totally see it. Honestly, I can.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then, yeah, and the guy from like Bad Santa, the main character, they wanted him to play.
Oh, what kind of Tommy Lee Jones? Not Tommy Lee Jones. What is his name? This sounds terrible. Everyone's probably yelling at us right now. Like, anyways, we'll move on from that.
That's funny. It's a Bob Thornton. Right? Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. That's who it was.
If
I could see that when they put him, when you put that guy Kirk's face up with him. Yeah, if they did it, but I don't really see a studio. Why do you need to make a movie on it? We got the documentary. There's
I don't know, because they need content. I
don't know if we need another a movie made on this. I mean, Joe, I don't understand why we need more Joe Exotic, like as far as a movie or anything like that. I don't think we need it. There's plenty of footage of him doing all his crazy shit. If they're gonna do anything,
plus say Joe gets out. Just say, hypothetically, Joe isn't gonna let nobody play him in a movie.
He's gonna want to play himself.
Yeah.
They should just get him with the Jackass guys and then just make a movie like that. That would.
And they know that. I feel like they know that, so they probably want to make it in like the next year, 2 years, just to keep the hype up for Tiger King. Either we're not done seeing stuff from them. The hype is too big. They're gonna be like, man, what else can we get from this? Is there any more footage? Is there milk it? Best word for it.
Well, I don't think we need to milk it anymore. I think we can wrap this up here because everyone else has been talking about it. I'm just curious to know if he comes out. I just want to see if he comes out.
He's not. That would be very interesting.
He's not.
Could you imagine though?
Joe Exotic out of prison on social media, just doing his thing. The zoo. Like I can see
Well, he
it.
couldn't
I
go
can
back.
see
He
it. I
couldn't
can
go
see
back
him.
to the zoo because he doesn't own it. Because Jeff does. So
Oh yeah.
he could never go back to the
Knowing
zoo.
Joe though, he'll create another zoo.
People will go to it. That's if he did get out.
They would.
People would
They
go to it.
would. And if they don't let him, he would have people like sign petitions. He'd go on strike. He is an activist. He is very
He ran for president.
if he wants it, yeah. If he wants it, he'll work as hard as he can.
Well,
to
Joe
get it.
Exotic, you're my favorite piece of shit on the planet. So
I know it's crazy to say that too, and to think that with everything that it's put on him right now. It's like he's pretty funny, kind of cool guy. It's like, even though he is actually really not really a piece of shit. Sorry, Kirkham. I know that makes you mad that people like him, but hey.
Kirkham liked him in some degree. He saw money in him. I mean, he wouldn't have sat there and made all those crappy internet shows for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, you can't help but be attracted to, a train wreck, I feel like. You can't take your eyes off it. You can't.
I don't blame anyone. I don't blame the people who made this documentary either. The whole thing's crazy. But if more stuff comes up, I guarantee it. Me and Gina will talk about this. I guess
a lot of the stuff that we said in the beginning was recent news as well, like within the last 10 hours.
Yeah, I didn't even know any of that stuff. Well, we'll end it here. Thank you guys for listening, liking, and subscribing. Continue to support us. Much love.
I appreciate y'all. Banana Cats.
Peace.